Hello, recappers. Today's movie starts with the scene showing three siblings, two sisters and a brother, gathered in their family's bathroom. Although they are old enough to be considered adults, they are timid about modesty, and their behavior echoes a childlike innocence. Physically mature, they nevertheless exhibit the simplicity and playfulness of children. Engrossed in a language lesson from a cassette tape, the youngest sister suggests a playful diversion, which her siblings readily embrace. In a subsequent scene, we encounter Christina, clad in a security uniform, seated in a car with a blindfold. Her relaxed interaction with the driver reveals her cooperation in this mysterious journey. It is revealed that the man behind the wheel is the father of the trio we met earlier, intertwining their paths in an intriguing narrative twist. The father and Christina arrive at the house where the siblings live. There, the father leads Christina to his son's room and then leaves the two alone. What follows is a private encounter arranged by the father, carried out without any sign of emotional connection. Christina is simply fulfilling an obligation to the family. Later, feeling uncomfortable in the household, Christina speaks with the older daughter. The father then asks if he can film a video of them, and Christina agrees. Moments later, the son joins them, and the father continues filming the smiling faces of his children, while Christina maintains an awkward expression. The father then pays Christina for her time and blindfolds her again before driving her home. That night, the siblings put on their best attire and prepare for their family dinner. During the meal, each child requests a specific item from their father. He then asks them about the stickers they have earned. The son has the most, the older daughter the next most, and the youngest the fewest. He congratulates the son for winning the contest, and as a reward, the son may choose the family's entertainment for the evening. The son asks his father for a video, so he prepares one using their VCR. The video is not a movie, but a home recording the father filmed some time ago. Naive as they are, the siblings find it entertaining enough. The next day, the son washes his father's car and then approaches the high fence. After staring at the tall grass for a while, he speaks towards someone outside, seemingly competing, by claiming he is better at washing his father's car. Shortly afterward, he is seen throwing stones over the towering fence, an act witnessed by his parents, who decide that disciplinary action is necessary. They make him use a strong mouthwash and insist he keep it in his mouth for a full minute before he may spit it out. Meanwhile, when the father arrives at work, he encounters Christina at the entrance. They exchange a few words and coordinate another visit based on their schedules. The father is meticulous about protecting his home's privacy, telling his colleagues that his wife is unwell and prefers not to have visitors, all to prevent unwanted intrusions. Elsewhere, the daughters use chloroform on themselves as part of a game, agreeing that the one who wakes up first will be the winner. Later that night, the older daughter eavesdrops on her mother and hears her talking to someone. It turns out the parents have a telephone but hide its existence from their children. After work, the father visits a dog training camp to retrieve his dog, but the trainer refuses because the dog is not ready. The father sees the animal and realizes it indeed needs more training. Before going home, he removes labels from his groceries, doing everything he can to prevent his children from learning anything about the outside world. Later that night, he is intimate with his wife while both wear headphones. On Christina's next visit, she asks the son for a type of physical interaction. The son refuses, fearing his parents' reaction. After their meeting, a frustrated Christina asks the older daughter for a favor of a similar nature in exchange for a headband that sparkles in the dark. Following Christina's example, the older daughter asks her younger sister to give her a small gesture of affection and gives her the headband in return. One afternoon, the son plays with a toy airplane when the older daughter decides to take it from him. She throws the toy outside and then cuts her brother's arm with a knife, for which her mother punishes her. The younger sister tells her brother that the only way to retrieve the toy is to ask their father. When the father gets home, the son asks him to retrieve the toy airplane. The father drives only a short distance from the gate to pick it up. On another occasion, the son encounters a cat in their garden, an unfamiliar sight that triggers a defensive and aggressive response. In a shocking turn, he kills the cat with garden shears, an act witnessed by his sisters from inside the house. The mother informs the father of this grim event. In a bizarre twist, the father arrives home. Later, having torn his clothes and adorned himself with fake blood, he spins a harrowing tale for his children, claiming that a cat has slain their brother, despite his valiant efforts to prevent the tragedy. He then begins a lesson about cats, instilling a baseless fear by declaring them the most perilous of creatures. He adds that they love to eat meat, especially that of children. He then teaches them to act like dogs to scare cats away in the future. After the intensive training, the family holds a funeral for the make-believe family member who died. A few days later, the parents announce that the mother is pregnant. They say she will give birth to twins and a dog. The children dislike this announcement because they don't want to share their rooms. The mother then says that if the children behave, she might change her mind about giving birth to the twins, but not the dog. One afternoon, the father places a few fish in their pool after coming home from work. Moments later, the younger sister finds the fish and tells her father. The father pretends to be unaware and takes out his harpoon to hunt the fish. While eating the freshly caught fish for dinner, he asks the children to recite their house rules. According to these rules, the children will only be allowed to leave the house if they lose their dog tooth, which he claims marks the moment when their bodies are strong enough to handle the outside world. After dinner, the father asks if the children want to listen to their grandfather's song, and they happily agree. He puts on a record, and the song that plays is Fly Me to the Moon. The children believe that Frank Sinatra is their grandfather. Since they cannot understand English, the father translates the lyrics incorrectly, pretending the song is about family love and other nonsense. On Christina's next visit, she asks the older daughter for an inappropriate favor again, offering a bottle of hair gel in exchange. The older daughter argues that she wants the VHS tapes in Christina's bag instead. Christina refuses at first, but eventually gives in after the older daughter blackmails her. Later that night, the older daughter watches the film she got from Christina. In the days that follow, she begins to imitate the actions she observed in the films. When her father discovers her behavior, he severely reprimands her. Binding one of the VHS tapes to his hand, he uses it to repeatedly strike his daughter's head. He later confronts Christina at her residence, destroying her video player in a similar act of anger. Before leaving, he curses her, saying this is punishment for all the harm she brought to his family. Since Christina is no longer allowed inside the house, the son no longer has a partner for the activities his parents had arranged. The parents begin to worry about how to deal with their son's developing urges. In the end, they choose the unthinkable. They decide one of their daughters should take Christina's place. They allow the son to choose, and he picks the older daughter. After their first forced encounter, the older sister begins repeating lines from one of the movies she watched. Using those lines, she threatens her brother, saying she will hurt him if he ever repeats what happened. The brother, confused and frightened, doesn't know how to respond. On the day of their parents' wedding anniversary, the children are assigned to entertain them before the evening festivities. The older daughter confides in the younger one that her dog tooth is loose. Upon inspection, the younger sister refutes this claim. As the celebration unfolds, the son plays guitar, providing a melody for his sisters' dance. Before long, the younger daughter becomes tired and returns to the parents' table, leaving her older sister to dance alone. Undeterred, the older daughter continues dancing, first with quirky moves, then shifting into more intense and erratic steps. She dances wildly until her mother stops her. Later that night, the older daughter takes a dumbbell to the bathroom and smashes her teeth with it. After several painful attempts, she finally breaks her dog tooth off. She looks at herself in the mirror with a smile, believing she is now ready to leave the house and live independently. While the rest of the family is unaware, she rushes to her father's car and hides in the trunk. Meanwhile, the younger daughter goes to her father's bedroom and attempts to trade a favor in exchange for his harpoon gun. The father refuses her request and heads to the bathroom. There, he notices the blood-filled sink and realizes something has happened to the older daughter. Discovering she is missing, he begins a search beyond their home's boundaries. Engulfed in the night's darkness, the entire family joins the frantic search, navigating without flashlights. As the father persists in his search, a surreal transformation overtakes the rest of the family. They behave like dogs stationed at the gate, barking fiercely as if to protect him from imagined feline threats. After giving up the search for the missing daughter, the parents share a quiet conversation over a glass of orange juice. Meanwhile, the son and younger daughter share a quick kiss before going to sleep. The next day, the father arrives at work, parks his car, and enters the building, without checking the trunk. The movie ends abruptly with the trunk of the car. And that's how our story ends. What did you think about the ending? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next breakdown.